Morning class. Today we will start with the next topic, that is autoimmune disorders. Now immune system is a defense system that exists in the body and provides us immunity. Immunity is the ability or capability of the body to fight against diseases or disease causing germs, what we call as pathogens, and protect us from getting diseases, protect us from contracting diseases. And immune system exists in the body, and it is of two kinds. We have already discussed about the immune system, so I will not go into the details. Basically, because of the immune system, we are protected from infection. And if there is improper functioning of the immune system, it will lead to certain disorders, and these disorders or diseases are called immune system disorders. Now, basically they have been categorized as allergies, or we also call them hypersensitivity reactions. Second group are called autoimmune diseases, and the third are called immunodeficiency disorders or immunodeficiency diseases. We will be starting with allergies, but let us just quickly summarize this. We are doing immune system disorders. As I told you, immune system provides immunity. That is, ability to resist infection, or in simple terms we say protect us from infection or protect us from disease causing germs. Any improper functioning of the immune system will lead to disorders, will lead to disorders or diseases. And these are categorized as three main kind of disorders. Allergies. Allergies are also called hypersensitivity reactions. Then autoimmune diseases, and third is immunodeficiency disorders or immunodeficiency diseases. To begin with, allergies. Now, allergy is actually a heightened or an exaggerated response of the immune system to the antigens that are present around us, to the antigens that are present in the environment. These antigens lead to an exaggerated response of the immune system, and these antigens are called allergens. People who are sensitive to these antigens get the allergy reactions. They are called allergens, and the common allergens present in the environment are the pollen grains, sometimes dust, fungal spores, feathers, furs. Even mites that are present in dust can aggravate or exaggerate the response of the immune system. And common symptoms of allergy that is seen in people is redness, patches in the skin, then it can be itching, watery eyes, running nose, sometimes breathing problems. And when it gets too much and beyond control, it can lead to choking and anaphylactic shock, and the patient needs immediate hospitalization. So allergies can be very serious also. Basically, allergies occur because some of these disease fighting cells that we have in the body, that is the mast cells in the tissues. They recognize these antigens and they show an exaggerated response. They get inflamed, they burst, and when they burst they release histamines, and it is these histamines that cause inflammatory responses like itching, redness, swelling, and breathing problems, etc. So there are for allergies we use antihistamine drugs against the histamine that is released from the mast cells in the tissues. Sometimes steroids are given to control allergies. So basically we have talked about allergies. Allergies are caused by substances that are present in the environment called allergens. These are antigens present in the environment, and an exaggerated response of the immune system to these allergens is allergy. Now, what are the allergens? Allergens can be pollen grains, fungal spores, dust, sometimes fur of animals, feathers, even mites present in dust. All these are allergens or foreign substances, and the symptoms that are produced are redness, rashes on skin, itching, swelling, running nose, watery eyes, and even breathing and respiratory problems. If very serious, as I told you, can lead to choking and needs hospitalization. Why does all this happen? Why does this itching and other symptoms occur? Because the mast cells, they get damaged and burst, and they release histamines, and it is because of histamines that allergic reactions take place. Occurrence of allergy is because of histamines. So antihistamine drugs are given. Sometimes steroids, etc. are used to control allergies. So this is one kind. Now we move on to the second kind of immune disorders, and these are the autoimmune diseases. Auto means self, immune means immunity. Now this is natural that every organism has the ability to recognize self and non-self, and will never produce antibodies against its own antigens, against the self antigens. Antigens, I told you, are proteins or glycoproteins or polysaccharides that are present on the surface of the cells. So there is a system of recognition of self and non-self. Now when this system of recognition of the self antigen fails and the body is unable to recognize its own cells, it starts the destruction of its own cells. Self. Auto means self. So self-destruction starts in the body because of a disorder in the immune system, and that is called autoimmune diseases or autoimmune disorders. Common examples of these are rheumatoid arthritis, then multiple sclerosis, Then there's a muscular dystrophy called myasthenia gravis, in which the muscles start degenerating. So these are some of the common examples of autoimmune diseases. So what have I told you about autoimmune diseases? The ability of immune system to differentiate, or let us say to recognize self and non-self fails, and the immune system starts damaging self antigens. That is called autoimmune disorder. Common examples of this are multiple sclerosis, rheumatoid arthritis, then myasthenia gravis, which is a kind of muscular dystrophy where the muscles will get damaged, and sometimes it is seen that the immune system starts damaging the red blood cells, and when red blood cells are damaged at a very fast rate, the number of red blood cells falls and it leads to chronic anemia. So these are the autoimmune disorders. Then we come to the third kind of disorders, that is immunodeficiency disorders or immunodeficiency diseases. The term itself is self-explanatory. Deficiency of the immune system, when the immune system is unable to function. So sometimes in certain children, the B cells, the B lymphocytes and the T lymphocytes are absent, or their number is very low. Their number is very low or they are absent. So the children don't have the ability to fight with various kinds of infections and fall sick and contract diseases. So that is called immunodeficiency disease. And severe chronic inflammatory disease, that is SCID, is an example of immunodeficiency disease, which is present in children from birth because of absence of B and T cells, B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes. And AIDS is also an example of that, that is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Syndrome is a collection of problems, multiple problems, and acquired means something that has been acquired during the lifetime of a person. So deficiency of the immune system which has been acquired during the lifetime, and it leads to several problems, collection of problems. That is also a kind of immunodeficiency syndrome. We will be studying AIDS in detail, how it is caused. It is caused by a virus called HIV, human immunodeficiency virus, how that virus multiplies, how that virus is responsible for causing so many problems, how AIDS is spread, what is the mode of infection. All that we will be doing in a separate topic. But this also comes under immunodeficiency diseases. After this, we are going to study about the lymphoid organs. Lymphoid organs, primary lymphoid organs and secondary lymphoid organs. Lymphoid organs are those organs where maturation and proliferation of the lymphocytes take place. Now, they are of two kinds, the primary lymphoid organs and the secondary lymphoid organs. So, as I told you, lymphoid organs are organs where maturation and proliferation of lymphocytes take place. They are of two kinds. The primary lymphoid organs and the secondary lymphoid organs. Now, primary lymphoid organs are the sites where B and T cells mature and acquire their specific antigen receptors. They mature at sites, and these sites are the primary lymphoid organs. And the secondary lymphoid organs are the sites where these B and T cells proliferate. After maturing, they proliferate and differentiate to form to show response to specific antigen receptors. So this is clear now. Primary lymphoid organs are the sites or places where B and T cells, they mature and they acquire their antigen specific receptors. After maturation, they move to certain sites, both B and T cells, and they proliferate there and they differentiate to show the responses in response to the specific antigen receptors. These are mainly the bone marrow and thymus. Maturation of the B cells takes place in the bone marrow, and maturation of the T cells takes place in the thymus. And these are the primary lymphoid organs. The secondary lymphoid organs are the spleen, then mucus associated lymphoid tissue like the tonsils. Then there are Peyer's patches in the small intestine. Appendix. And most important, the lymph nodes. So these are the secondary lymphoid organs, whereas primary lymphoid organs are bone marrow, where the B cells mature, and the thymus, that is where the T cells mature. So this is about lymphoid organs. Now I will tell you about each of these in brief. Bone marrow. This is the main lymphoid organ where all the blood cells, including the lymphocytes, are produced. Then thymus. Thymus is the other primary lymphoid organ. It is located near the heart and beneath the breastbone. It is quite large at birth, but it reduces with age, and at puberty it gets reduced to a very small size. Then we come to the secondary lymphoid organs, the spleen. Spleen is a large bean-shaped organ beneath the stomach. It contains the lymphocytes and the phagocytes. It acts as a filter of blood by trapping the blood-borne microorganisms. It is a large reservoir of the red blood cells or the erythrocytes. Then the lymph nodes. Lymph nodes are the other secondary lymphoid organs. They are small solid structures located at different points in the body along the lymphatic system. They serve to trap the microorganisms and other antigens which get into lymph and the tissue fluid. They are responsible for the activation of the lymphocytes that are present there. Then we come to the mucus associated lymphoid tissue, the mucosa associated lymphoid tissue, example of which is tonsils. This is the lymphoid tissue located within the lining of the major tracts like the respiratory, digestive, urogenital system. It contributes to about 50% of the lymphoid tissue in the human body. So this was about the major lymphoid organs, both primary and secondary organs. And on the next turn, we will do the topic AIDS, that is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. That's all for today. Take care.